Deputies say a disgruntled former employee at a small manufacturing warehouse in Orlando had one mission this morning: to kill.
He came back and shot 3 people, killing 2 before he was shot and killed himself. All 3 of his victims, former co-workers.
That's what happens when you let HR try to run a termination. I will tell you the biggest things I've had that we became subject matter experts on was hostile terminations.
Really?
Yeah, they are the most scariest thing. You got a guy who has 19 years, about 1 year away from his pension, got caught doing something stupid. You don't think that guy wants to come back and shoot up the place? Screw you, Denise. I'm going to go in there and kill you at HR. And I've already said I'm going to cut the head off of everybody here. And that is scary. It was here in Las Vegas. I was just an EP agent at the time. I was AIC. We had this guy. He was caught pleasuring himself late at night. He didn't know cameras had caught him. And he was about 6 months away from his pension. Just late at night, they caught him, said, terminated, you're done. One of the things was they were waiting for this girl to come from the other side of the country to relieve this guy to say, hey, you're being terminated. And we told them that's risky. We need to do it now. But why does that person need to be here? We need to do this. This guy was already, he knew something was up, got called in early. He was agitated. We were in a glass box with this dude who was a big dude and pissed. And he knew he was getting the axe. So finally he gets up, takes off, leaves. All the things that we account for as doing hostile terminations, that my company became a subject matter expert, was born out of this one thing. And this is why we started becoming the subject matter, is because of this one detail. He left, and then we had to go back to his desk, itemize everything, videotape it. Hey, one thing, and the whole 9 yards for all legal purposes. We itemized it. And then we created a time frame for him the next day to come back on to get his stuff. So he had time to go home, think about it.
Yeah.
Say F you to the world, right?
Yeah, you don't know if he's coming back with a gun.
Right. Get freaking high on pills or maybe punch a mirror and then come back and get his stuff. I was a little bit smart about some stuff. I had made sure he wasn't able to get on floor. I met him at the doors, and they were this reception area, and it was an elevator to go to the floors. So I met him in the reception area, and this reception area was all glass. Can't see anybody, but you can see out. So this guy signs for his stuff. He leaves, goes to his car, and I'm now walked to the doors, now looking at the outside of him in the parking lot. I can see him from me to you, and I'm sitting there looking at him. Opens the passenger seat, throws his box, slings a rifle, an AK, racks it, and it's got his back to us. And I turned to my other EP agent at the time, and I said, the moment he turns around, I want you to draw fire, and I'm gonna flank him. He sat there and he held his gun. And we were sitting there and we're waiting. I had my hand on my shirt ready to pull from appendix. And I got my other hand on the door. And he shakes his head and slings his rifle, throws it back in the car, gets in his car, and we never saw him again.
That guy has no idea how close he came to getting whacked.
Yeah, it would have been a bad day. But the fact is, it would have been a bad day for everybody. I learned a lot from that. Now we have things that we have in place so that never happens. That's what happens when you let HR try to run a termination. When you have subject matter experts who can come in there and say, okay, Denise, what we're going to do is we're going to have a meeting prior to the meeting. We're going to get all of your people on board, identify all of their company property so we have itemized so we don't lose anything. They have RFID tags. We can get that shut off so they don't have access. We can liaison with IT to shut down their computers. We can get all of that checkpoint before we walk into the meeting. And then we can say, all right, everybody on the same playbook? Awesome. Now at 1300, we're going to shut off all his access. So at 1300, I hear my beep beep come off on my phone, and now she's reading him the bad news. Okay, sir, I apologize. Let's stand up. Let's go to your desk. You have 10 minutes to clear out your personal items. Here's your box. We stand there with you. They clear out your box. Do you have everything? At this point, you're not going to be allowed back in. Please make sure you have everything. Cool. We've already identified routes to get out that is less visible, which is the most important thing to the client. This incident doesn't want to be publicized. You don't want the rest of your employees seeing you terminate this dude and him yelling stuff or him throwing stuff or maybe kicking chairs or maybe, God forbid, hurting people on the way out. Case closed. It's seamless. All integrated. Nobody gets hurt. This guy may have been thinking he was going to go in there and talk to Sally and punch her in the face, but now he's got 2 subject matter experts who are denying him the ability to hurt anybody and getting them off site seamlessly and without incident.